How heartless does a person have to be to throw a bag of newborn kittens into a pond to drown? And what are the rescuers standing around for? One thing's for sure, this random passerby is braver than all of them. A helicopter pilot noticed a model airplane stuck in a tree, and it reminded him of his own childhood, so he decided to return it to its owner at all costs.
Yes, sir.
This guy using his hand to help a sleepy old lady just warms my heart. If this trailer falls over, the driver will lose his job, so he holds onto it for dear life, not knowing what to do, until a bunch of other people come to the rescue. This Indian kid is just 2 years old and has already realized how important it is to share food with those who need it. This guy has plenty of muscles, but the one that really counts is his kind heart.
Thirsty, water out here.
When a basketball player decided to give his t-shirt to a young fan, he had no idea how much it would mean to the sick boy. A homeless man named Daniel didn't hesitate to give the last of his money to a stranger who didn't have enough for bread. It turned out to be a well-known blogger named Bai Fakati who immediately rewarded the man for his kindness.
That is yours. I'm serious.
I'm sure this was the big break he had been waiting for in his life. Imagine what would be left of this boat if onlookers had waited for the fire department to arrive. Fortunately, this resourceful boat driver was there to put it out in just a couple of seconds. While this officer was keeping everyone on the road safe in the pouring rain, this stranger decided to take care of him. Now, watch as this homeless man takes care of the only important being in his life. This puppy was the only thing found alive after a fire, so rescuers had to do the impossible, bring him back to life. Bill Connor decided to make a 3,220-kilometer healing journey to honor his daughter who had drowned, but his ultimate goal was even greater, to hear the beating of her donated heart inside another person. Because of his disability, this guy will never lead a normal life, but his dream was to ride in a Lamborghini, and blogger Andy Popescu was able to make that dream come true. Just a few steps before the finish line, an exhausted athlete loses control of his body, which his opponents quickly take advantage of. All except one. A visit from Neymar himself was the greatest thing to ever happen to this seriously ill boy. He asked his idol for just one thing, to do his dance when he scores his next goal, and Neymar did it. A mom couldn't stop her little baby from throwing a tantrum, so the whole restaurant decided to play along with the baby to console him. Apparently, it's his favorite game now. This boy has to wash cars all day to help earn money for food, leaving him no time to play. But this passenger gives him some childhood joy for his work. At just 15, Coco has already become a hero by saying goodbye to sarcoma after many rounds of chemotherapy. Look at the welcome home parade that her friends arranged in her honor. Gamer Dr. Lupo was in the middle of a 24-hour charity stream when he was given a check for $1 million from Twitch. I shudder to think what would have happened to the driver of this car if a stranger hadn't rushed to their aid at the very last second and pushed them out of the water with their bare hands. This stray cat decided to have a rest right in the middle of a bike path, and only one man cared about its safety. This woman nearly had to swim across a flooded road. Thankfully, a gentleman with a tractor was there to help. Imagine what it's like to get stuck on the edge of a cliff in the middle of a mountain road. Fortunately, the road turned out to be busy, with nothing but good people driving on it. As a mother was being hauled away in an ambulance, all she cared about was that her kids were taken care of, and these firefighters made it their personal mission to make sure that happened. If I ever get my own dog, I'm gonna treat him with the same love as this old man. Believe it or not, even thousands of people can set their own interests aside when someone else needs help. An entire family got trapped in a flood, but they survived thanks to the lightning-fast reaction of a dump truck driver passing by. The next time you want to blow your money on nonsense, just remember what this man chooses to spend his income on. When this little girl asks people to knock knuckles with her, they all react skeptically, but once they do it, they are delighted. A school bus driver had a medical emergency and there was no one to stop the vehicle. Fortunately, there were no passengers on board and police officers were able to use their cars as a brake. Even bitter rivals unite when a player needs immediate medical attention. Which one really proved it to you? Be sure to let us know in the comments and
$1 million for St. Jude.
The amount raised for a children's cancer fund instantly exceeded its goal of $2 million. Literally in a matter of months, an incurable disease made Tony Gibson forget everyone and everything, even his own wife. But the love with which she sings his favorite song causes Tony to remember for a second. For this fan, every match is special because he gets to help his deaf and blind friend enjoy the game like everyone else. This elderly man uses the last of his strength to bring water to someone who can never repay him. Because of her disease, it's difficult for this little girl to live a normal life, but her classmates are doing everything they can to make sure she feels included in playtime. If these kids are the future, I think we're gonna be alright. Every day, a street cleaner watched car owners struggle with the realities of winter, so on this particularly snowy morning, he decided to make their day. This employee gets paid to stand at the cash register, but he doesn't hesitate to abandon his post at the sight of a hungry man in need. A passenger vehicle stalled out in the middle of a flooded street, but a truck driver with an incredibly kind heart came to the rescue. When a police officer sees this little boy driving a toy car, he decides to play along with him in the cutest way ever.
Ticket for being very good, all right, and listening to your mom and dad, okay? So you get a get out of jail free card, all right? Your nuts.
And just so you know, cops can even turn into wizards when a little girl needs them to.
Look at that.
As long as there are still people on Earth who will let a stray dog drink straight from their hands, humanity definitely has a chance.